What is going on, Niner fans? How we doing? It's the Sunday before the legal tampering period. Like tomorrow's it's gonna be crazy, man. This whole week's gonna be fun, wild, crazy. Stay up, stay with me. We're gonna talk about everything today. There's a lot of rumors hitting the fan. Mayoko's talking about stuff. Tim Kawakami, every 49ers writer, reporter, they gotta tell their opinions. They gotta tell their story. So what happens is they say something. We hear about it. We post the rumors, and we're going to talk about it because it's important. We all want to know what the hell's going to happen with the Niners. We want to kind of project what they can do. We know they've lost some players. They're going to lose a lot of players. So they're going to have to replace some of these guys that they're going to lose with potential players that could come in and start, because you don't want to go into free agency without a plan. And then you don't want to go into the draft with too many holes. Like, you're going to have some holes going into the draft, and you draft accordingly. And you want to get young talent that can step up and become good players, but you don't want to have to draft like 7, 8, 9 starters. That's just not good. You don't want to have a rookie at almost every spot. Not saying that rookies can't be good, but too many of them is just insane. So they got to get some players, and we're going to be preparing to lose several players. So we'll talk about it. And I hope you guys are doing good. Well, let's get into it. So take a look at somebody's comments. Stephen Reynolds says, DJ Jones is the guy. Yeah, we'll talk about DJ Jones. We back. What's up, Raj? Says AJ. What's up, man? Collins is gone. Oh, well, yeah, we'll talk about Malik Collins, who they're going to cut likely. And what's good, Raymond? Garrett signed an extension with the Browns. Yep, we talked about that. I hope I'm doing well. I hope I'm doing so much better today. So thank you for that. But let's get to it. So the 49ers could potentially lose Aaron Banks, Talanoa Hufanga, Mooney Ward, Javon Hargrave, Dre Greenlaw, and Jalen Moore. Like, we already know Hargrave's going to be gone. They're cutting him next week. Post June 1st designation. I don't think he's come back with the Niners. They said, oh, we might sign Hargrave. They ain't signing him. And then Jalen Moore this morning, Jordan Schultz and Tim Kawakami both said he's going to get a lot of bids on the market. They're going to look at him and throw money. He might get starter money somewhere. He played well in relief of Trent Williams. So I think that earned him, a pretty decent contract. And Jordan Schultz was saying somewhere in the mid-teens type of deal, $15 million maybe. I don't think the Niners are going to pay Jalen Moore, who's been a backup. Maybe it will be your swing tackle, $15 million. You're not going to pay him more than you're paying Colton McKivitz. I don't see it. So it looks like Jalen Moore's time is gone with the 49ers. So with that being said, they got to replace these guys, right? So in terms of defensive line, Javon Hargrave's gone. And according to what Schefter reported earlier, Malik Collins is also gone, right? They're going to release him, and they're going to save $10 million in the 2025. They're saving $10 million. His contract's going to be done. They don't have to pay Malik Collins. Now, there's dead cap hit and all that stuff, but we're not here to talk all about that. We just know that Malik Collins is likely gone. Now, why I say likely is because Matt Mayoko reported that it's not official yet. Obviously, you can't release anybody yet. But the 49ers can be expected to first see if there's a team out there willing to make a trade for him. So the 49ers are going to say, okay, we are going to release you for sure. We know that. But let's see if we can get some value. So they're going to talk to teams, and a team can say, hey, we'll give you a 7th-round pick. Because Malik Collins played pretty well last year. Like, he's not a starter, but he's a good rotational piece. He can get you a 6th or 7th-round pick. He had 5 sacks last year. He only missed 1 game. He was a good rotational player. So it's not to say that he was garbage, but you see if you can get some value. If not, you cut him, right? And that's what the 49ers are going to do in the next couple of days. Say, hey, look, want Malik Collins, give us a 7th-round pick. If not, he gone. It's cutting him anyways. And they're going to save $10 million. So with that being said, Matt Mayoko has said there's a guy to keep an eye on. Obviously, Jonathan Allen, that's a guy that the 49ers have been linked to heavily. Tim Kawakami has said that the 49ers could get both Joey Bosa and Jonathan Allen. The 49ers have been heavily linked to Jonathan Allen. But another guy to keep an eye on and a potential target is defensive tackle DJ Jones, former 49er. He played under Robert Saleh, right? This guy knows the system. I love that. Now, we all miss DJ Jones. We wish he never went away. But at the time, his contract was too much for the 49ers. Now he's back on the free agency market. He probably won't be as expensive because he's a little older. And you could still go get him and plug him in on that interior D-line, and he would be better than most of the guys they've had over the last couple of years in terms of stuffing that run guy. He was a monster with the 49ers. So DJ Jones is a guy to keep an eye on, according to Matt Miyoko. Again, Jonathan Allen is another guy. Eric Branch has hinted towards it. Tim Kawakami has hinted towards it. So keep an eye. DJ Jones and potentially Jonathan Allen are two guys they could sign. I don't think they sign both, but one or the other. And I'd be happy either way. DJ Jones, man, holy smokes. That guy was unbelievable for 49ers. Very underrated player. If he comes back to the Niners, I think we'd all be pretty happy, right? So let's see. Let's take a look at some of these. Joey will be great for us if he shares snaps with Leonard Floyd. I think so. I think it'd be good rotation, right? Those two guys could be good on the same defensive line with Nick Bosa. But there's been rumors out there that said that the 49ers get Joey Bosa, they're going to release Leonard Floyd. Now, maybe they ask him to take a contract, restructure or something. I don't know how that's going to work. But I hope they keep Leonard Floyd and add Joey Bosa. Because if you lose Leonard Floyd and then you only add Joey Bosa, you're not really improving the D line. That's my take on it. So I would hope if you get Bosa, you keep Leonard Floyd also. But going back to Malik Collins, right? You release him, you save $10 million. You can give that $10 million to Joey Bosa. I think $10 million to Joey Bosa with incentives to make more would be a fantastic deal for him for a 1-year deal. Malik Collins, decent player, but I think you have to add to the edge rushers. You need a guy that can scream off the edge and get some quarterback sacks. And he's a good edge setter too. So people don't talk about that enough. He would help with the run defense. So you get rid of Malik Collins, you save $10 million, you take that $10 million, say, hey, Joey, we got $10 million to pay you. And I think that does it. And then Jonathan Allen, somehow you find a way to make that work, right? You can do it theoretically. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. And now there's a guy that we've been talking about over the last couple of days, probably the priority to most players, to most Niner fans, Dre Greenlaw. Everybody wants Dre Greenlaw back, obviously. Heart and soul of his defense. He's a tone setter. We know what Dre Greenlaw brings to the table. He's a guy that everybody wants the Niners to come back. Robert Saleh wants him. Nick Bosa wants him back. Fred Warner. The team wants Dre Greenlaw back, period. But there's been reports that he could be too expensive for the 49ers. Now, I hope not. This is according to Albert Breer. The 49ers would like to keep Dre Greenlaw, but there's some doubt they'll be able to since he played well enough in limited action coming back from a torn Achilles to drum up a real market. So he played so good that people are like, oh, wow, we could still pay him a lot of money because we know he could be good. I know he didn't play a lot last year, but the time he played showed how damn good he was. So among the available linebackers, he has a pretty solid skill set and is still just 27 years old coming off his second contract. He should land right around what Derek Barnes got. 3 years, $25.5 million in Detroit. That's what Albert Breer projects Dre Greenlaw to get. So 3 years, $25 million a year, or $25 million total over 3 years. It's not a big contract, right? It's more like $8 million a year. 49ers may not want to pay him that. So if they don't get Dre Greenlaw, there's a guy they can go look into, according to Matt Miyoko, who's the plan B. He played for the Jets, so he has a connection with Robert Saleh. He has a connection with Bram Boyer, the new special teams coordinator. It is Jamie Sherwood. He's the backup plan if the 49ers are unable to resign Dre Greenlaw. He says, this is Matt Miyoko says, that could be someone to keep an eye on if the price is less than what it would cost to get Dre Greenlaw. Obviously, you want a guy, if you're not going to afford Dre Greenlaw, you got to get the second option. Sherwood is good. He was the Jets defensive captain. He was one of their best players. Good young linebacker. I think he's 25 years old. I think he'd be great. He would work right with Robert Saleh's defense. He'd seamlessly fit right in. Now, he's not Dre Greenlaw, but he's a very good player. He's a little younger. He's got the explosiveness, and he's healthy. So that is the backup plan if the 49ers can't get Dre Greenlaw. I like the backup plan. And this isn't the first time we've heard about Jamie Sherwood. I believe about a month or so ago, I believe it was ESPN, they had some prediction on who the 49ers might target, and they did mention Sherwood. I remember posting it like a month or so ago, and I was like, okay, interesting, because he played on the Jets defense. So I was going to bring in some of those Jets guys. So we'll see. Keep an eye. The 49ers can't get Dre Greenlaw because they can't afford him. Jamie Sherwood is a guy that Matt Miyoko thinks that they can get. So, again, there's a lot of players that the 49ers are going to lose, and another one of those guys we mentioned earlier was Jalen Moore, offensive tackle. I don't know if the 49ers are going to be able to pay him. They're not going to be able to pay Aaron Banks. They're losing 2 offensive linemen. I'm a little worried about this. Like, I know Aaron Banks isn't like a elite lineman, but he was a good guard. And I know Jalen Moore wasn't an elite lineman. He's a good tackle, a good backup tackle. And I really was impressed by his performance last year. And he played good enough where he's going to price himself out of the Niners. So players that are probably going to be gone. Again, we mentioned Banks, Jalen Moore, Talanoa Hufanga, Mooney Ward, Hargrave, Greenlaw, Malik Collins. There's a lot of players that aren't coming back. So 49ers have to look into some of these players to bring in. So there's Ashton Davis. He's a safety from the Jets. Brand Boyer, he had, connection with them. He could be a special teams guy. He could come in and maybe try to compete for a starting spot at safety. Salah had him. So that's a guy to keep an eye on. A lot of Jets guys, obviously, are going to be linked to the 49ers, just like Sherwood. There's going to be Brandon Eccles, according to Matt Mayoko, is a guy that they might look into, special teams guy. So we'll see. There's definitely going to be interest for the 49ers to bring in some players because they're going to lose a lot of players, but they're not going to be able to spend a lot of money. So they'll be active, but it's going to be active for players that we probably don't really see, like under the radar type guys. That's the 49ers. They go get these under the radar guys, and then they perform pretty well. But I don't expect the 49ers to go and break the bank on big free agents. They're going to try to get Jonathan Allen, Joey Bosa, and I think those are going to be their big names. And then they'll go after smaller name guys. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. The 49ers are going to lose a lot of players in the next couple of days. Now, maybe they surprise us and bring some of these guys back. But just hearing the numbers, like Aaron Banks getting an $18 to $20 million projection, there's no way the 49ers do that. Jalen Moore getting mid-teens, $13 to $15 million projection. There's no way the 49ers pay that, And I think the writing's on the wall. They talked about it the other day. John Lynch at the Combine said they got to stop spending so much money. There was articles by Mike Silver and Tim Kawakami saying the Niners need to, change their spending habits. And it's just like telling us that, hey, Niners aren't going to be spending big money that they've done in the past. Because I feel like they've been burned by spending all that money, right? Hargrave contract, Brandon Ayuk contract, all this money. And I know the salary cap's up. And I know people are saying, oh, they can just throw the money down the line. Eventually it catches up with you. And they got to pay George Kittle. They got to pay, Brock Purdy. And yes, dead cap is a real thing. People don't understand. Like that money accumulates over time. It's going to eat up your spending abilities. And I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. But again, what I said earlier this week is the 49ers have an opportunity this year to get away with not spending a lot in free agency. They do have an easy schedule. Now, I'm not saying use that as an excuse, but this is the one year where they could get away from not having to spend a lot. And I think they need to shed some of that money they have, just pile it up. They got debt. The 49ers have credit card debt, basically. All the incentives, all the guarantee money that they don't get to pay these players that left, it's sitting there. At some point, you got to address it. So this is the year where I think they could kind of get a chunk of that down, and they'll be back in the big spender market eventually. But there's got to be years where you can't just spend all your money. You got to hit in the draft. You got to get young. You got to take rookie contracts. And, the 49ers were kind of lucky over the last couple of years having to pay not much for a quarterback, Brock Purdy. But even before that, right, Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, it's not like they were paying like out of the ears for a quarterback. They've always had a relatively small quarterback, salary. And now it's hitting them like, oh, crap, we actually got to pay quarterback real money, not $25 million, not $10 million, not $4 million, not $2 million. You got to start paying some real money for a quarterback. So we'll see. Sahaj says Joey Bosa is a Niner. I bet Mama Bosa kept calling him. Yeah, I know. His free agency start at midnight. No, tomorrow, I believe at 12 p.m. is the legal tampering period, 12 or 1 p.m. And then Wednesday's the actual first day of the league new year, so the contracts can become official. But tomorrow, you're going to see all the news that so-and-so and this team have agreed on principle to sign so you're going to see a lot of like deals that the team and this guy are going to be working towards a contract because they can legally say, hey, look, we want you. Okay, bet. Wednesday, it becomes official. So tomorrow, you're going to see all the reports of this team is expected to sign, blah, blah, blah. This team's expected to sign, blah, blah, blah. And then the farewell posts on their IG. But Wednesday, everything becomes officially official. And then they go from there. Second round of free agents, third round. As free agency moves, you get the top tier free agents down the list, and then the second tier, then the third tier, and then all the mid-ass players, et cetera, et cetera. So Jimmy literally had the largest contract of all time. Yeah, but it wasn't like it is now. Look at Jimmy's contract a couple years back. If you put it into perspective to what it was, look at these contracts now, 40, 50, 60, 70 million. I mean, maybe not 70, but 60 million compared to what Jimmy was going, what, 25? So yeah, they had to pay a decent amount, but I mean, compared to what it is now, they really never paid a lot for quarterbacks. If you really think about it, they really have not paid a whole lot for quarterbacks compared to the market now. 50 million is crazy. So Jimmy was expensive in relative terms. I agree. But when you compare it to now, it really, to me, it was like nothing. To me, it was nothing. At the time, yeah, when they signed him to that extension, it was like, oh, wow, what a big deal. But then literally right after that year, it was like, boom, quarterback the market just started going boom, 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 boom. And now you look back and you're like, damn, that was a bargain. So let's see. Throwback, tag me. Oh, look at that. My man, Throwback, tag me in this port from JPA. The Steelers are expected to make an offer to Sam Darnold once free agency opens tomorrow, according to Deanna Racine. Ooh, Seattle, they have some competition. Looks like the Steelers are looking to close in on Sam Darnold. It's a rumor, right? A big rumor. There's going to be so much things that happen tomorrow. So my boy Throwback tagged me in this, and he says that Steelers are looking to make an offer to Sam Darnold. Now, can you imagine the Seahawks don't get Sam Darnold? Who the hell is their quarterback going to be? Maybe they'll get Jimmy Garoppolo. Blooming Catches is Deanna Rossini a good source? She's a great source. She's pretty plugged in, man. She's one of the better reporters out there. I like her. I like Deanna Rossini. Now, is everything these people say true? No, but she's a pretty good, reliable source. I would say she's pretty good. Like last year, or 2 years back, I remember when I really started following Deanna Rossini was when the Nick Bosa contract was going around. And I remember she was one of the first people to say, Nick Bosa's contract's getting closer to sign, blah, blah, blah. It was like an hour before it even signed. And she was like, yeah, this is it. It's coming. She was the first one to say it. And then an hour later, boom, breaking news, Nick Bosa's contract. So she's pretty plugged in. Which veteran wide receiver are we signing, Terrence? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. I know they're going to get somebody out there. That's the guy. That's some player we haven't mentioned, but your guess is as good as mine. Sahaj says, did I watch the Warriors game last night? Yes, sir. Big game. Gritty win. Pittsburgh or the Pistons are good, man. They're a good, big team. The Warriors needed that. Good win on the homestand to open up the homestand. So Kawa says, Darnold going to get 45 million plus. I agree. I think so. Sahaj says, Justin Fields maybe to Seattle. Maybe Justin Fields to Seattle. Wow. Russell might go back to Seattle. Could you imagine Russell Wilson going back home? Let's ride. Can you imagine Russell Wilson going back to Seattle? That'd be funny, dude. Oh, man. I'm excited for this week. There's going to be so much rumors, so much to talk about this next couple of days. So hyped up. A lot of rumors. We'll see. My last question before we get out of here. How would you feel if the 49ers went into free agency and they got Jonathan Allen and Joey Bosa? That's the expectation. That's the rumor. How would you feel if the 49ers ended free agency and they got Jonathan Allen and Joey Bosa tomorrow, like as soon as tomorrow, they sign them both? What would you think? Is that good, bad, A, B, C, D, F? What do you think? Would you be happy? Would you be like, meh? Or would you be hyped up? You get Jonathan Allen, Joey Bosa on this D-line. You get rid of Hargrave and Malik Collins, and you bring in Joey Bosa and Jonathan Allen. What do you think? Overreactions. B- is Throwback. Retro says, I hope the Niners do get Jonathan Allen. Terrence says, I'm with it. Oh, yeah, Adams. Devontae Adams would be nice, huh? Maybe Niners could get Devontae Adams. There's a lot of veteran wide receivers. Slay. Who else? Devontae Adams, like we said. There's quite a bit of wide receivers out there on the market. We'll see. B. Throwback says, I'd rather have DJ Jones. Yeah, I wouldn't hate DJ Jones or Jonathan Allen. Either way, I'd be pretty happy with that. I think they'd both be an upgrade than what we have, especially with Hargrave. I do like Malik Collins. I think that's definitely going to suck to lose him because I think he could be a good rotational player. But the thing with Collins is he's pretty good. And I think he knows he can get more money than the 49ers were going to probably pay him. I think what happened was the 49ers asked him to take a restructure, less money. And Collins says, nah, man, I don't want that. Go, just cut me. I'll go be a free agent. I can get more money. Just like Armstead, right? Armstead last year, they asked him to take a big pay cut. And he says, nah, I'm not with it. Cut me. I'll go find a team that's going to pay me. And I'm sure somebody will pay Malik Collins more money than the 49ers were willing to pay him, right? Maybe they asked him to take a big pay cut from 10 to 5 million, and Collins thinks he can get 7 million on the market. So for him, it works out. And the Niners, right, they're going to have to upgrade that position anyway. So it's like, well, we were going to probably get rid of you anyway. So yeah, go find some team that's going to pay you money. Now, I do like him. I hope they can trade him before they cut him, before they actually cut him. But if they can't, it is what it is. He'll find money on the market somewhere. He wasn't bad. He had 5 sacks. Like I said, only missed 1 game. So good player. I think he'll find some money somewhere, but he wasn't a starter. So Keenan Allen. Ooh, if we can't get Adams, I like Keenan Allen. I still think he has a little bit of juice left. Maybe I just hope he can stay healthy if we get a guy like Keenan Allen, because he's had a lot of hamstring issues, but I've always been a big fan of Keenan Allen. And, the thing is, the 49ers just need a guy that can kind of come in until BA is ready. But the question is, when will BA be ready next season? Sahaj says, I thought we had a lot of money. We don't have a lot of money because they got rid of Debo. I took a lot of their money away. And you got to remember, they might have a decent amount in cap space, what is like 36 million right now. But you got to remember, you got to pay Brock. You got to extend George Kittle. You want to pay Dre Greenlaw. That money goes by quick. It's like buying eggs at the grocery store. It's going to cost you, my guy. So we'll see. The money is getting, hit because they have to get rid of players that they messed up on or their contracts. Like the Debo Samuel trade, yes, it was great. They got something in return. They got rid of him. Washington doesn't play his salary this year, but it took a hit. They really did take a big hit. Like, I don't think people realize it took a hit. They were at this point, the Niners said, hey, look, you want to go, we're going to allow that. They did take a hit getting rid of him. So, and these contracts, like Brandon Ayuk, he's not even going to play for half the season, and they have to pay him. Hargrave, they're going to get rid of him. They're going to take a little bit of a hit because they signed a big contract. So they did have some money to spend, but you got to remember, they've put themselves in some bad positions with some of these contracts. So I think that's why the 49ers are saying, hey, look, we can't just willy-nilly spend all our money every day, every week, every year. They got to be a little bit smarter. They got to be a little bit more financially smarter. So we'll see. I'm excited, though, this week. Stay tuned. We'll keep it updated on everything this week. It's going to be a busy week. It's going to be fun. You guys have a great rest of your day. If we get any more updates, we'll be live. We'll be talking about it. My man Throwback says, congrats to Steph Curry on reaching 25,000 career points. He did it without even hitting much free throws. Guy never goes to the free throw line. 3-point specialist, greatest shooter in the world. You guys have a good rest of your day. Go Niners. Peace.